Partners with you guys, and I appreciate you guys having me on here, and happy to talk about, pretty much anything. I know you started mentioning Conquest. I can talk about that program. I can talk about some things I see coming soon, but in general, just want to be partners with you guys. Anything I can do to help you guys grow. The big message that hopefully you guys know and everyone knows is the only way UWM succeeds and I succeed is when you succeed. And so I'm all in with you guys. Any idea, technology, business strategy, anything I can do to help you guys, just let me know and we'll do it. Only other thing I'll say before we maybe turn it over to some questions, or Michelle, if you have some things you want me to go through, is we got some really big stuff coming. So, Conquest was the beginning, and plan on doing some different things in the next, 3 to 6 months. There's gonna be some big changes here to hopefully catapult everybody even further, just like Conquest, maybe not a product maybe, but there's a couple other things we've got from technology, ideas, business thing. There's a lot of things coming. So we're working on stuff. We're not slowing down at all, and hopefully helping you guys grow. And I'm expecting the next 6 to 12, and I'm going to start calling it the next 6 to 18 months, the best, year and a half for all of us. And let's build our business. Let's grow our business, grow our referrals bases. So when rates do go up and the refis do slow down a little bit in 2022 or 23, as it slows down, we all can dominate together because we have so many referrals, so much purchase business, so much growth, so much opportunity. And so happy to take questions, Michelle, if you want to drive, or anyone. I can do anything you guys want, but just proud to be here with you guys. Thanks for inviting me.
We got some silly, first question was favorite color. What's your favorite color?
Green. Michigan State green is my favorite color.
I figured that one.
Yeah, let's go with that.
When will you guys start hosting brokers again for classes and training?
So we do the online success track right now, which has actually been good for some people that don't like traveling. And obviously nobody can really travel in this scenario right now. And so we do those, and we get, 100 to 300 people on. It's 3 hours, 3 days a week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and it's 3 hours in the morning or 3 hours in the afternoon. So those have been good. I speak at each of those for 5 to 15 minutes, and so those are coming. And I expect, but of course the world changes every day, but I expect to be able to host people back here by August or September. And so we want people to come in here. We think, I tell people, I think the success track online maybe is a 9 out of 10. It's very good. You're going to learn stuff, you can get better, but in person, it's a 25 out of 10. Like, you get a lot more out of it. You meet new people, other LOs. I like when LOs meet each other and connect and, trade ideas and get to meet me. And I don't know how many of you guys have been in our office, but meeting all of us and collaborating, it's just a different feel. So I would say conservatively September, but I'm trying to get back to August.
Yeah, you definitely have an energy. Like when you walk in the building, it's just like, so I need to plan a trip back because I think training is really important. But we all continue the online classes for people who just can't make it out there. Is that in the works?
Yeah, so I'm trying to think about it. So I love to take your perspective on it. My hesitation is back to if the online's there, then people won't make that trip out as you just described, because it's so much easier to sit at your office and do it, and it's not as impactful. I think that when people make that investment in themselves and come out to our office, you get more out of it. And, as you said, you feel the energy, you get closer. So most likely I won't continue it. Maybe I'll do something like once a quarter we'll do something, but it will not be a weekly online. It will be, I want people in our office because I think that it gets you focused. When you're sitting here, just like, you got emails popping up. If you're online, you're just not as focused as you are in person. And so I think that that's the best way to learn. And I want people to invest in themselves. Just like I want to spend the money and time I fly people out to, I'm willing to spend the money because I think it's that much better.
Yeah, I agree with you. Okay. So one of the biggest things, of course, recently was Conquest. And so one, if you're not familiar with Conquest, you want to just kind of give us an idea of how that came to light and what your goals and personally, it's crazy because I'm getting one for every loan app, I'm getting 3 to 4 referrals a day just from my sphere.
That's awesome.
So I'm like, whoa. So, but can you give us an idea and just kind of give us, a little bit of background for people who maybe not familiar with it?
Yeah, I'll give some background, but you just described what the goal was right there. That was exactly the goal was, hey, listen, guys, how do we expand all of your referral networks and books of business? Because right now it's natural when rates are low. It's just refinance my past clients, which by the way, we want to train. We have built Brand 360. We want you to refinance all your past clients, of course. But the mindset is just, you got your book instead of going out and getting new. And so Conquest was the concept was like, listen, how do we help people go get new business? How do I put something out there that catches everyone's eye? 30-year fixed in the twos, right? That wasn't being talked about 3 weeks ago. No one even, it just wasn't discussed ever. 30-year fixed in the twos was not a thing you could do in conventional 3 weeks ago until we did that. And so the concept was, how do I help give brokers an edge? Everything we think about is, do I get brokers in? Do I help them get an edge? Do I help them get a new realtor? Do I help them beat retail out in some way? Do I help them recruit LOs? What can I do to help you guys grow and win? And so Conquest was designed, and it wasn't, hey, just lower your rates, Matt, to 30-year fixed and twos for everyone. It was, I'm going to have our rates very competitive. I'm not going to say they're the best, but they are, and they were. And of course, everyone will chase us down and try to get better, which is fine. That helps everyone. When we did that, everyone's pricing got better across America, which is good for everybody, including consumers. But the plan is, it's not just for everybody. It's for people that can close loans fast. If you're not going to close a loan fast with a borrower and make it an amazing experience, then Conquest isn't for you, because the likelihood of you're getting a low rate and doing it in 44 days, a clunky process, they're not referring you more people. The whole point of Conquest is that you have to close it fast. You have to wow the realtor. You have to wow the borrower. Oh, this borrower doesn't want to close in less than 45 days. Okay. Well, you don't need it. Conquest isn't the right program for them. The whole concept is make the broker look awesome. Make the borrower say, wow, broker, who is this mortgage broker? Michelle Rodriguez, she's awesome. I got to tell my sister. I got to tell my cousin. I'm going to be the biggest referral source. I want to create an advocate for you. And if you close it fast, which Conquest requires, you give them a really low rate, which Conquest requires. You maybe don't make 2.75 comp plan, which basically Conquest requires. It's hard to make that high of a comp plan with what Conquest. If you do all those things, you have a referral source and an advocate for life. And that was the concept behind it. That's how we created it. I spent middle of the nights for weeks and weeks putting this thing together, and then talking to our team. And this was planned for, ever since everyone was bashing me back at the end of March and April. I knew what I was doing, what we were going to come out with Conquest and how we were going to do it. But it was a timing, because I also didn't want to do it in the middle of a pandemic when 7 million jobs a week and all the processes we had to put in place. So I had to time it to where I thought the bottom was there, and that we could roll back out. And that's when we all wanted to grow. And that's why I think when I was on your show before, not your show, but on the Zoom before, and talking to Casa, it was like, hey guys, I'm not trying to win in April and May. That wasn't the plan. The plan was, let's win in 2021, 22, 23. Let's win long term. And that's how Conquest was kind of born.
Yeah, and even just to give people an idea, literally I had a conversation, because I'm getting clear to closes on refis with appraisals in 6 and 7 days. And that's with appraisals, not even appraisal waivers, because it's few and far between in Louisiana. But so anyway, my title company's like, order payoffs as soon as Michelle, so now I have a UWM specific, I want it ordered the minute, I want the payoffs ordered, like we will close this in 7 days. And the title company is like, yeah, put all Michelle Paradise loans on high priority with UWM. And that's just, it literally says so much for me as a broker. And like I said, since then, our phone's been ringing off the hook. So
yeah. Title company refers you people, realtors refer you people, borrowers refer you people, because you're closing loans so fast. And it's got that sticker shock of, did that 30-year fix start with a 2? It started with a 2, right? Like, it's just never been seen. So you have the combination of all those things. And I'm glad.
I got one right now. It's like 3 or 4 brothers. It's like they all got the same last name, and I'm like, so it's pretty cool, So that, to me, if you're not taking advantage of the program, yes, you do. It is what it is. You do your part. You get it done fast. There are going to be hiccups. It's not for every single loan, but take the loans, because right now you're still getting leads. As I told people, is every Conquest call that I get a Conquest loan? No, but you still got those calls. You see what I'm saying? So it just, you're still going to do the loan anyway. So I think it's a great program. Flipping into the next thing, and I think this is bigger than Conquest, but the next thing was, are you planning to open Conquest for FHA and VA loan?
Yeah, so I knew that question would come. So yeah, Conquest is all about helping you guys grow your business. And so obviously I wanted to start it off. And the key to Conquest is that you can close it as fast as you can, wow borrowers, differentiate yourself. And so the short answer is yes. The longer answer is it's not going to be, in May. Obviously, May is May 29th, but definitely we're looking at it. The whole point of Conquest is help you blaze new trails. And I think VA looks like one I would probably come out with next, and then FHA Actually, I see Chris Griffith. There you go. VA for you, Chris.
That's this is one of my biggest things because VA
I see
is
Tom too. All right, I got Tom and Chris. They're going to be liking it. So yeah, VA would probably be one of the next ones. I can't say it's going to be in June, but that and then FHA soon after, and then the high balance nationwide and jumbo, like that, those things are going to come back again soon. So Conquest is a different type of program that's to help you grow your business. It's not just I don't want to get a bunch of loans. Like I can get loans, but the whole concept is how do I help you guys win and build relationships and referrals? And I got some brokers that complain to me on Conquest, and say, well, I can't do my no-cost loan and my comp plan's 2.5. And my processors don't close that fast. I said, that's great. Then just don't use UWM. Conquest isn't for you. If you got to make 275 and you've got to roll in all the borrower's costs, but Conquest doesn't have a big enough thing and you want to take 25 to 30 days or 40 days to close, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just not going to create an advocate for life. And that's the point of Conquest. It's not, I could get more loans. I could just do Conquest rates on all my loans and I could double my business, but that's not the point. The point is to help you win and the people that are our best partners, brokers that are loyal to UWM, that close loans fast, that are differentiating themselves. I want them to grow, and that's where Conquest comes in.
Yeah, that's amazing. So you already kind of touched on what's the outlook for high balance and jumbo loans in the next 30 days. You don't.
Well, yeah, regular high balance are obviously out there and they're available on Conquest. And like I said, government will come. Like I said, I won't say 30 days, but I'll say before I see you at AIM, I'd be shocked if government wasn't out, if not a lot before that. But the jumbo will be something that will take a little while. Like we could bring it back. The problem with jumbo is it's just, I just filmed 3 points a minute ago or yesterday, and I just finalized it a minute ago. And one of the things I talk about is the private markets and what happened when this whole thing happened is that everyone saw in a minute the non-QM thing poof went away, and then you saw jumbo started to contract really, really quick. And it's like, that's why I don't believe Fannie and Freddie can really ever go private, because what happens the next pandemic, next thing that happens. And so, so my perspective on the jumbo is it just shrunk so quickly. And so in order for me to bring it back in, I want to be very sure that it's legitimate and it's going to be good and that I can deliver on it for you guys and not have to change a bunch of guidelines. My main jumbo partners, they want to do them again. Problem is, it's like the rates are good. They're not in the twos, right? And then it's like they want to restrict the LTV to this. They want to add this overlay. Self-employed borrowers have a point hit. It's like, listen, I'm not interested in doing it right now. Until it's a legit program that can help you guys win, we're not going to offer it. There's some lenders that do jumbo, and that's what they specialize in. We're conventional government over 640 for now, and jumbo will come back. I think that's the way I think of it. Maybe before AIM's event, and I think that's the end of September, maybe beginning of October. But
it's on September this year.
Beginning of what's that?
It's in September 24th this year, I think.
Okay, so yeah, so around that time, can I see jumbo high balance nationwide programs, those unique programs coming back? Yes, end of the third quarter, beginning of the fourth quarter. But it's going to come back. It's going to be good. I'm not going to come back with a half-assed version of it. It's going to be good to help you win.
I believe that. On like COVID overlays and stuff like that, when do y'all expect those? I mean, I know we're still waiting, but like half the nation's opened up.
Yep. I watch it way too much. So the way I look at it is I have 4 phases of it that I've been working on. Phase 1 was, you saw May 12th. Like, okay, let's go out with Conquest. Let's call bottom. Let's release a lot of the overlays, the most obnoxious ones, in my opinion, the DTI things, all that nonsense. And then phase 2, which will probably be, next week, we'll call it, you'll hear, will be really good stuff, which will be probably the other ones that you're asking me about that I'm not going to give you all the details now, but the things that probably are the next most annoying ones that we had. And once again, the tied to verifications of employment, some of these other things that we've done, as the job loss velocity slows, I don't have in my opinion, will be the end of July, beginning of August. So just think there'll be something at the beginning of June, beginning of July, beginning of August. And then my gut will be that by the time August 1st comes, there won't be any of the overlays. It'll be back to back before COVID, you know, if you think about it that way.
Yeah. Do you feel like, because I know, and I listen to Barry all the time, but do you firmly believe that, I mean, I believe this, but the housing market's the thing that's going to pull us out of this?
Absolutely. You know, that's why, you know, it's hard. You know, I've got a lot of friends who've lost their jobs, family that have lost their jobs. People are struggling. And we all are so blessed that we are in an industry, a business that it's like, I can see it as clear as this is the day, right? That it's going to be clear that UWM, mortgage, brokers, all of us are going to kill it for the next 6 to 18 months. Like I announced yesterday, we're hiring 1,500 more team members to join our company in the next 90 days. It's like, there's no business in America that can have that much confidence except for our industry. Like, we're in the great place because rates are going to stay low. And as long as there's a pandemic or recession, the one silver lining is that rates stay low. Actually, I was on TV yesterday talking about it as well. They asked me to talk about the coronavirus and like how it tied into mortgage. And it was like, the silver lining is rates are going to be low for a long time. And so all of us are going to help every American, $11 trillion of mortgages, refinance. And we're going to be real busy for the next 6 to 18 months doing that.
All right, I'm going to start going to these chat box questions. This is from Tristan Purcell. What motivates, sorry if I botch all names, I'm from Louisiana. What motivates you to get to work on the days you truly do not want to deal with problems?
You know, I don't even think of it as work. So it's just like, what motivates you to get up? Like, I get up, I'm excited. I'm excited to come in and deal with even some of the days that things were not that much fun at the end of March and the beginning of April. I still love it. I love what I do. And so it's not, you know, my body just wakes me up. I just wake up early. And if I sleep in, I sleep till 4 instead of 3, like, great, I can sleep in. But I get up and I go. And I'm usually here, you know, in the 4 o'clock hour. Sometimes if I get to sleep and I get there closer to 5, that's great. But I'm up early. I love it. And it's not an alarm clock. And it's not what motivates me. I just enjoy it because I feel like I can make an impact. I feel like I can help you, Michelle. I can help people on this call. I can help consumers. I can help my team members here. If I didn't have the passion and competitiveness and enjoyment to do these things, then I wouldn't, but I just enjoy it. So I guess you got to figure out what drives you.
Yes.
Right now, what drives me is the competitiveness that to help the broker channel take over as the biggest channel again, like it should have been and always was before. And like, how can I help people grow?
Yeah. And I think we're on our way for that. And just to counter that is, you know, I think what the biggest thing is whenever, like, I'm the same exact way. Like, I just I love doing it. At 11 o'clock at night, I'm trying to, you know, and text messages, emails, answering, making sure CDs get out. And so I think whenever it's not really work, but what I think maybe a better question is, whenever you had this gloom and doom, and I might be wrong, but when you had this gloom and doom of like the market and we had no idea what was going on, and, you know, you get that sick stomach and you're feeling or whatever, I guess, how do you deal with overcoming those pretty large objections at your scale? Because we don't even have a clue of like what that's like.
Yeah, you know, it's not fun. Some of that stuff's not as much fun, right? And so when you're talking about, you know, those 45 or 60 days where the whole market was falling apart, I had to move 5,800 team members to work from home, and everyone's complaining about everything, and nobody don't understand. Like, and you have to make a leadership. You have to do, like I talked about, we had to lead. We had to make decisions that we were the first. Just like I'm just removed the cash out adjustment. I was probably the first one to remove that. I'm the first one to probably do all of them on the way in and the way out. But on the way in, people like to throw swords, throw knives, throw everything at you. And so it's not fun. You know, I'm a person too. I don't love hearing people talk negatively about me and about our company, especially when I feel like I know I'm doing the right thing for everybody. But people sometimes, and I get it, people have to take care of themselves first. And so, you know, but the nice part about all those things is you find out who your friends are and you find out who your enemies are. You know, we have a lot of partners in, you know, on the warehouse side and Fannie and Freddie, and you find out who's, you know, when you're down on your knees or you're down on your luck, you find out who puts their hand out to help you out and who walks by you. And then you also find out who might try to take a kick you, right? And the guys that try to kick you, you remember, and you make sure you never help them again. And I've got a list of those names too. And so people would love of us to fall, and because they know that if we fail and fall, it probably hurts a lot of you guys too, and I won't let that happen as long as I'm here.
I love that. All right, thoughts on inflation and its influence on long-term interest rates?
Yeah, there's a lot of different information around it, and like how does inflation with the Fed? I mean, there's printing money, obviously, and how will that impact it? But there's so many other factors. So, what do I think has long-term impact on rates? Like to maybe dodge the question, not answer exactly what you might be looking for, is that like I think rates are going to stay low for the next 6 to 18 months, and I think rates are going to go up. And is that going to be inflation-driven? Maybe. Is it going to be economy-driven? Maybe. Is it going to be rates have just been too low for too long? Fed driven, they're going to raise rate. Like, what is it going to be driven? I don't know, but I do believe that rates in the twos will not be a thing in 2022, if you think of it that way. And so they will go up, and whether it's inflation that drove it or other things, I'm not smart enough to know. I just know that they won't be this low forever.
Right. Here's another. Will you allow, and I don't know, will you allow individual LOs to be listed at .com? C2 Financial and Next to LOs are missing out on all this marketing. At least for C2, we are allowed to have zero profiles reviewed for compliance. So I think we can figure something out for Find a Mortgage Broker.
Yeah, it's a good question. Can I put LO pages on Find? Of course, the short answer is yes. We can do whatever we want. We created the website, so I can do whatever we want to help you guys out, and we want to help everyone. But how do I? And the whole point is, how do I get people that are our loyal people, that are all in, that understand the conquest? Like, because we drove thousands and thousands. I mean, just the thing yesterday from me saying, I got to, on ABC, got to say findamortgagebroker.com. She asked me a softball question, and she didn't know that I was going to come right back with a website for everyone. But, we got 4,000 hits yesterday on the website, like within an hour and a half, 2 hours of when I said that. And so it's like, how do I channel that to the right people? Like we've talked about bringing findamortgagebroker.com, having people fill the information out, and then us dispersing them to our people. But I do like the part of like, hey, it's your guys' site, you guys figure it out. And so the LO part of it, I haven't figured out quite yet, because the hard part is like, Nexa or C2 or anybody, even if a company has 30 LOs, like what makes me say that they're not allowed to get it versus they are allowed to get it? So that means it becomes every LO. Now there's 40,000 LOs on there, rather than 10,000 broker shops. It just becomes maybe. So I got to think it through. But if you have ideas on it, whoever, I don't know who asked that question, but if they have ideas on it, it was, Tito, who it was, but I'm happy to answer any questions on that.
It's a big topic that goes around a lot of. I don't really have an opinion because it doesn't really apply to me at this point, but as I grow.
Paradise is on there. We get leads to paradise, I'm sure.
No, we one day, but we're not there yet. Michelle's got a long way to go. Okay, is Conquest temporary, or will it be available for the foreseeable future?
It's not temporary. It's not. It's not a temporary plan. Conquest will evolve over time, but it's not a 30-day special, right? It's a let's go kick everyone's ass special, and it's long.
Is it safe advice to give a borrower to wait a bit for FHA pricing to come around again?
I'll say this is I have a hard time believing that FHA, and really, everything besides FHA and VA, like that the pricing will not be better. Now, things can change, but I'd be very surprised if the rate that you offer an FHA, if I'm a borrower, if I'm one of you guys and I have an FHA loan, I'm thinking, do I streamline today, or do I wait till the third quarter or fourth quarter? I would wait. That's me, but I can't promise that's everyone. So I think FHA and VA pricing will get better. And I think conventional pricing might even get a little bit better. Like we offer 2.999 is a big one, and 2.899 is a big one that people are offering right now, and even 2.799. A lot of people are offering those on exact rate on conventional. I could see it being closer to 2.5 by the fourth quarter or first quarter next year. I could see that happening, but not to tell people to wait, but I think 30-year fixed in the twos with a good rebate on VA is definitely coming, and FHA will be not far behind, in my opinion.
I mean, just to give you an idea of another scenario where I had a borrower came to me recently, 2 months ago, and they were like, I'm ready to refi, wanted a 15-year, and I was like, okay, I think you should wait a little bit. The market's a little volatile. Hang tight. Let me watch the rates. Anyway, so whenever Conquest came out, I reached out to them. I was like, oh, what did you lock in? Oh, I locked in at 2.875 with the credit union. And on a 15-year yesterday, I was able to lock somebody at 2.25 with the $700 cost. It was, I mean, I'm not trying to be mean, but listen to your broker. This is what we do all day, every day. We're pricing scenarios every single all day. And let them be your advocate, and not just quicker is not always pulling the trigger is not always the right answer. So,
No, agreed. And it's just hard because sometimes they leave you and they go with some credit union, right? And it's the same thing though. Like, think about it. You're telling that borrower to wait, don't save money, right? And it's the same thing. And you know that you're right because this business is what you do.
Right.
And it's not dissimilar. And this isn't to say like that at the end of March, I'm like, hey guys, we're not trying to win in April or May. Like, I know what's coming. Like, I know we're about to have a huge opportunity. Like, it's okay if I don't do 25 billion in May. Like, I'm going to be okay. And just like and I know we all got to, and but sometimes people go and do their thing, and you'll help that borrower in the future. But I do think there's an opportunity in the future. And I think that's why Conquest is great. Because if I had my past clients, I'd be telling my clients, hey, listen, guys, I can do 2.999, 2.875 right now for you. Here's what it would look like. I also think that there's a good chance this is going to go lower. Do you want to take this right now on Conquest? Or do you want to wait a couple more months and stay in touch with me? And I'm going to hopefully have some technology to help you guys do a better job with that in the future as well.
I like that. Just received a new email from HP, subject line, conquer your competition. That's kind of funny. Yeah, Matt's always the leader, pretty much. I mean, I've only been on the broker world for 18 months now, and Matt has always, and from what I've seen, been the leader on every single thing that's come out. So time frame for conventional high balance pricing coming back in line, places like San Diego, Orange County. I think we touched base on that already. And this will be recorded so you guys can go back. Matt, can peer-to-peer business strategies defeat paid marketing? Does Conquest prove this?
Well,
that's from Griffin.
What's that?
That's from Chris.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think that, honestly, we put some money behind Conquest, probably a good amount of money, to be honest with you, to help get it to you guys. But a lot of it was just spread through organic social media, people on, whether it was on my Facebook, LinkedIn, your guys' Facebook, LinkedIn, spreading it out. And so I think there's a lot of that, but I also think that the real way to build a long-term business is having people be your advocate. Like, if you need a great knee surgeon, who's your great knee surgeon? Like, you talk to your general practitioner and he refers you to somebody. It's not like you look up knee surgeons online. And so same thing with a mortgage broker. If someone knows someone, you're in television, or you're an appraiser. Oh, you're an appraiser. Oh, well, who should I work with on Michelle Rodriguez on a Paradise. Like, you start creating that stuff. Because business to business. So I think that's how you build a long-term business, is getting yourself hooked into a lot of other people that are in the business world that can hopefully help you grow and succeed.
Well, one of my personal strategies always is, and it never was a strategy, but everybody kind of tells me, it's like, if I can help as many people as possible, it just always comes back around. So, it hasn't steered me wrong yet. What is the ideal margin lender comp for a UWM broker? That's hard to answer, but
everyone's market's different. I want to tell people what they should and shouldn't make. Like I said, I think that I've said this for years now, and it's in Conquest kind of ties into it a little bit, is that right? Like, everyone can, it's all about the dollars and the amount of work. It doesn't take me more work to underwrite a $500,000 loan than a $200,000 loan. So therefore, why would I charge more on the $500,000 deal? So, my perspective is everyone's got to do their own thing. I think people that are on comp plans, one thing that's underutilized is using maximums and minimums. And so my perspective, if I was setting a comp plan for myself, I live in Michigan, the average loan size here is probably like 260. I'd probably set my comp plan at 175 is what I would probably do. It puts me close to like 4,500. And I'd probably make a minimum of 3 and a maximum of 7 and basically set myself up for that. And if I get a borrower that's a $400,000 loan, I'm not going to, or $500,000 loan, like I don't need to make 175 on that guy. I can, and so that's I think it's underutilized using minimums and maximums. And so figuring out like, hey, what do I want to make on each deal? $3,000 to $6,000, boom, boom, let's go with it, And that's just what you do. You put a comp plan in there and put minimums and maximums, and you just go. It helps you be more competitive on the bigger high loan sizes, and on the low loan sizes, like it costs you like a $68 loan. With all respect, it still takes a lot of work for you. So you got to make a certain amount of income, and maybe it doesn't work for QM in certain situations, and maybe you just don't do those loans in certain situations. You try to help as many people as you can, or you can go borrow paid if it had to come down to that.
Right. So do you have, can you change your minimum and maximum anytime?
Yeah, every 90 days we say, but if you haven't done it in a while, you can do that. You can just put in a minimum or a maximum, and it helps you be more competitive.
That might help me a lot actually, because I've been to get rate quotes on everything and match and beat for compliance. Okay, so the fact that the market does that drive you even more to be on top? You're a competitive, and when you win, we all win, and mostly important, our clients win. So I guess they're asking basically because Quicken's in your backyard, does that make it even sweeter when you beat them?
Or not really. I mean, maybe a little. I don't like them because I don't think they're good for brokers. I don't think they're good people. Just being honest with you guys. I mean, we don't have that many people on here that I can't say it. I mean, I'll say it publicly too. I don't care. Like they're not good people. I know them and I know what they're up to, and so it bothers me when I feel like someone pulling the wool over someone else's eyes and like doing things. And so, will it make it sweeter to beat them because they're in my backyard? No, it makes it sweeter to beat them because I know who they are. I know what they're about. And they're disingenuous in a lot of respects. And so that's how I think about it. It doesn't mean I don't like hate anybody. Like I just know they're not good for brokers. And so it bothers me when brokers work with people. Like I said, there's 50, 60 great wholesale lenders. There's like 1 or 2 that I have a problem with brokers working with, because I think that those guys are like cutting my knees out behind me because they're hurting all those brokers. Brokers don't understand. A lot of people don't understand. And so I see too much behind the scenes. Even what happened in the last 60 days, me sitting there talking with people from the Fed, talking with people from the highest levels of that's friendly. growth is getting retail loan officers to join your guys' companies and work for you, getting borrowers to saying broker first, not, Wells, Chase, Quicken, or whoever it may be.
Exactly. Oh, JT wants to know your 3 favorite athletes of all time.
3 favorite athletes of all time. Ooh, these aren't Isaiah Thomas, so he's my guy, Pistons. So you guys don't like the bad boys. Sorry. Isaiah Thomas was one of mine. I'm a big Tiger Woods fan. I really liked him. I thought he was – it's hard to be the best in the world so well. So he'd be my other one I'd put up there. And, I don't know. I might even have to put Magic Johnson in there. He's one of my favorite athletes too. I don't know. I like Michael Jordan too, even though I'm a basketball guy. Barry Sanders maybe as well. So I'm a Detroit guy. So I go Barry Sanders, Isaiah Thomas. But Tiger Woods is one that I always looked up to because he had to be the best and beat 80 people every single time, and everyone shot for him and tried to get him down. And so I like Tiger.
It's funny because I asked him, I said, John, I'll ask him, but what do you think? He said, no clue, but I can see him liking scrappy former Detroit Piston, Isaiah Thomas, and I heard he was a Tiger Woods fan. So that's funny.
Oh, that's right.
Let's see. What else we got? Live stream. If people keep asking about Govy, can you expand a little bit about that? Because, about the Govy rates. And it's not UWM specific.
It's everybody, in UWM,
everyone.
So government, just tell you, so just in general, rates are higher than they should be. That's what I said back in March, if you guys remember, that with uncertainty and instability in the market, rates are not as low as they should be based on what mortgage-backed securities are paying. That's still the same with conventional, even with Conquest in some respects, and on government, of course. So what does that mean, and how does it play out? There's more, there has to be liquidity in the markets, and people have to understand that there's got to be an opportunity for people to want to buy the MSRs eventually, or also people not want to sell. Because remember, when I do a loan with you, I have to service that borrower. I sell it to Ginnie Mae, and then the borrower pays me. Well, the cost to service that borrower is, we'll call it, $50 a month. Make it not that expensive, actually. We'll call it $25 a month, okay? But if the borrower misses payments, it's $75 a month or $100 a month. So what happens is people don't want to service loans that are delinquent. And so that's why we always do higher credit quality loans. But with the delinquency so high on Ginnie Mae right now, people are saying, hey, I'm not so sure I want to do these loans. There's really not a market, so you can't really sell the servicing. So you got to keep it, and then it costs you more to service it, and then you're just building a book. So people are like, hey, I'd rather do less government loans right now. And so that will change, especially VA, because VA is veterans, it's people that serve our country. It's something that I'm passionate about. I know a lot of people here are passionate about as well. We want to do the right thing for them. And so I see that coming back sooner than FHA. Not that we don't want to help everybody out, but you just gotta balance that. Delinquencies matter. Like people didn't give credit for delinquencies and worry about it a year ago because everyone's paying mortgages or paying on time. But now it's like there's a big difference between the UWM servicing book, so you guys understand, and Freedom or Quicken or any of these guys. Like, our delinquencies are substantially less, which is giving us position to come out with Conquest and put everyone on their heels and do things. And so it does matter. Quality matters. And so the government pricing will get better. Like I said, will it be in 30 days? Probably not. Will it be in 60 to 90? Probably. Will it be more than 120? Probably not that long either. Like it's coming soon where you'll see some, so if I had a borrower looking at FHA or VA, although you don't want to stop people from doing loans, but I'm telling you, the rates will be better.
Yeah. It just depends, and that's what I tell people. You have to structure yourself. So if you need to buy a house, and you're like, I have a lot of veterans that are relocating. This is what it is. I as a broker, I'm shopping for the best rate at this time. You have to buy you have to buy a home. It's better than renting. And we can always look in the future. So I don't want to necessarily scare people out of that market, because buying a home is a necessity. And my first home I bought when I was like 18 or 19 was like 6.99%, 100% 80/20. So it's still relatively low. People, I think, sometimes get greedy. We want the low rates. Yes, we want to set our borrowers up. But at the same time, if this is what we have to offer and this is your best rate at this product, then we just have to go with that. And then
that's a great point, Michelle. Just like I said this to some of my team, is like, let's rewind back to last May. Last May, if you remember, rates dropped at the end of March. Everyone was doing well in April. Like, pull your last May's numbers. Everyone would be like, May was the best month of all time. You were killing it. You thought life could not have been any better. And the 30-year fixed rate was probably like 4 1/8. Right? 4 1/4.
Bought a house last May.
Right. So so what was your rate? You know what it was. And
yeah, 4.5 at my own VA.
What was it?
It was 4.5 VA.
Okay. So last year, in an amazing month, VA was 4.5. So this year, VA is 3.25. And like, it's not good enough, right? Like to me, I think rates are great. Like I said, it will get better. I know, and because we all know it's going to get better, but it's not like you're harming a veteran or an FHA borrower by putting them at 3.25 or 3.5.
Right.
Like it's unbelievable. You put your own loan at 4.5 last year.
Right. Okay. So let's see. We have a couple more questions, and I know we've got to wrap today up. What will you let me play you one-on-one at Fuse for better pricing? That's from James Tarbiner.
Okay. James, yeah, I won't give him better pricing either way. I don't even know who he is. No, I'm kidding. He beat me. I can't play against people that are going to beat me. So I have a reputation to show.
I can play basketball a little bit. Okay. In your opinion, will the CFPB, I'm just joking. So like growing up, I was the statistician. So I was the math nerd for the basketball team. So
awesome.
That's where I'm at. Will you let me, in your opinion, will the CFPB change the QM rule or make substantial changes to other regulations in the near future? The QM rule, so the QM patch, the thing that everyone's talking about that might go, it's not going to go away. Like it's going to go away. It's going to go away. It's not going to affect anyone. So if you're talking about the QM patch, don't worry about it. It's going to change into the APO, a certain number of APOR, average prime offer rate, which won't affect brokers. Like we're all going to win on that. That's not going to affect anyone. It's a non-issue. On QM in general, I don't see QM going away. I don't see LO comp going away. I don't see much of this stuff going away, to be honest with you. I think that this is the world we're going to live in, and we're all going to kick butt for a long time. And will there be a tweak here and there? But there's not like, we're going to go back to good faith estimates. Like that stuff's not happening. Like I think like the market's functioning very well, and it just functioned in a very tough environment through that pandemic and still in a pandemic. Technically. Succeeded.
So I don't think there's going to be mass overhaul to any of those rules in the foreseeable future, in my opinion.
So I'm going to ask you this question. The 1,500 employees, what's your plan for them?
Yeah, I heard we wanted to underwrite some minutes, so I'm trying to get some minutes instead of hours and days.
So like 45 minutes is not enough.
Yeah, no, we're preparing. I'm telling you, I'm out there saying everyone 6 to 18 months can be the best 6 to 18 months of all time. We can handle even more business than we're bringing in today. However, I want to be prepared. I want to be prepared to serve you guys as UWM's. We're going to help you guys all grow, and those loans got to go someplace. And as someone said earlier, like other lenders were when UWM was not as competitive in certain situations, or I put some overlays in place. Places are 45 to 60 days. You know what happens when you send a loan someplace that's a bad e-sign process, that the LEs go out janky, that it takes you 44 days to close. You know what happens? They don't come back to you. Right. And so what happens, that hurts me. Like I want my competitors to be better. Like I said, I want to help them, and I'm support, because we need all of us to win. And so when we grow this market together, when Michelle, you instead of doing 10 loans a month can do 15, and Tom can do 20, he does 25, and Jamie Cadwell can do 30 instead of 35. Like everyone keep growing, right? Like that's my job. That's our job, but someone's got to be able to handle them. And so we're hiring 1,500 people in the next 90 days. We got 700 and something applications to work here just yesterday. We get like 300 to 500 a day. We had 700 yesterday because the big news hit yesterday. But we're going to get plenty of people here to work to be able to solve whether it's VOEs, whether it's processor assist. Like everyone needs help with that. Whether it's underwriting turn times, whether it's closing, whether it's every aspect of the business has to grow, and we have to be prepared. I'm not going to I'm not going to turn it on and blow up anything. We're going to make sure that we're prepared. So we're staying ahead of the curve for the next 6 to 18 months.
What is your ideal turn time for underwriting?
My ideal turn time is like 90 to 120 minutes. So, but I settle for 2 days or less with my team internally. But I like to be I want instant success. I want you to send me a loan. I want it the same day setup. Like the thing takes, and I don't like this refi purchase stuff. It takes 15 days to do a refinance. Like, my borrower can just wait. Like that's 15 days that someone's going to solicit them. 15 days of credit trigger leads. Like I could subscribe. I could do so much more business if I just said, hey guys, purchases I'll keep on 2 days, refis are 10 days, deal with it like everybody else. And I can give you better pricing, and I can just deal with it. But that's going to hurt you guys. It's going to hurt everyone. And so I don't do it that way. So I'm very big on speed. Speed solves everything. Setup has to be same day. New underwrites, I want it to be 120 minutes. I can accept 2 days. Conditions have to be next day. I like it to be, 60 to 90 minutes, same type of thing. So we'll keep hiring until we get there, and we'll keep trying it. And I hope we never get there. If we never get there, that means that we're getting so much business and we're just staying ahead of the curve and doing 2 days in 1 day. And I think that's superior to almost anybody in the market on purchase and refinance, especially in this market.
I think one of the biggest things for me, and maybe this is for your competitors more than anyone else, your friendly competitors, because, I only use AIM lenders. So I've always been there. And the first
do a good job
to be open in my business, it was hard because you're doing all this thing. I was stretched too thin. So I've hired full-time staff, full-time processor, full-time LOA. And we are like, I don't even, so many in the pipeline, 27 or 28 active right now. And it's like, my question, my biggest hurdle right now is because we want to send all of our loans to UWM, right? Obviously, because you get them closed in 7 days, it makes our lives easier. What is your advice to your other AIM competitors on, because it's literally a damper. Even my second best lender, I'm on 3-day setup, 3 to 4 day turnaround, 70, so how do we get them to be like, I don't need them to be UWM. I just need them to be comparatively UWM.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of great lenders. Like I said, people like, Phil Shoemaker, Willie Newman at Home Point.
I love them all.
PRMG. These guys are all great people, great leaders. They're getting there. And I'm happy to help in any way because, once again, the market can't be 99% UWM, right? I like to have 30, 40, 50% market share. I'd love to be, we had 40% the first quarter. I like being, 80% of a lot of our brokers' business, but I can't be 100%. And there has to be great people. And so I'm competitive and I want to get as much business as possible, but I want everyone else to succeed too. And that's why, especially the guys that do right, the AIM lenders, the ones that are trying to help you win and not trying to backstab people, like anything I can do to help them. And the advice is really, in my opinion, is you got to invest in technology. It's expensive. I have 850 IT people. And sometimes I say, what are these guys doing all day? And then they come out with some cool stuff. I'm like, okay, now I know what they're doing. Like brokers love that. We could roll out Conquest like that. And we can just dominate it. Come out with a widget. You can look it up. Like they do awesome stuff. And so you have to invest in technology. Technology is going to win in all business. If you're not in we got some good technology things coming out. And I'm going to tell you guys, trust me, use what we're about to come out with. We're going to make the things change the game. And so you don't have to think about it. Like we're going to make brokers invincible. And so the way I think about it is, we're going to keep helping the broker channel grow. And I would continue to tell my competitors to invest in technology. And it sucks, by the way, because in 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, all those years, I'm investing in technology. I own this company. It's a pretty good company, I think. And I don't take any money, right? Like it's just putting it into technology. And that's hard to do when you have shareholders and other people. We don't have that as much. And so you have to invest in technology and go all in on technology. Would be my advice to them, and a lot of them are doing good things in it. And
I'm not trying to discredit anyone's, but it becomes when it is a certain mindset. And I've been saying this for the last 12 months. And I love Dustin Singleton, and like he's stuck with me because I only in Louisiana we do some hard loans here. But what I'm trying to say is, when you get a certain pipeline going, you realize it's the time my hourly wage is increased exponentially when I do UWM loans. And so, I never want to get to a point where I'm only targeting that audience. So what I'm saying is it doesn't have to be UWM fast, but I want to help. And I talk to my AEs and those other leaders about, we got to get close. Like it doesn't have to be there, you know what I mean? But right now there's such a huge leap of what you guys provide versus the other lenders can handle. And it's putting a damper on.
Yeah. And the truth is, and this isn't a knock on anyone because this is just the way it is, like every human only has so much capacity. So right. Michelle, no matter how great you are, I'm making up numbers, you can only do 15 loans in a month yourself. Okay. Just making that up. Okay.
Right.
Well, you could do 10 if you're using 10 different lenders, or you can use 15 if you're working just with UWM, or maybe 17 because you use processors. But you have to decide. And if you get 32 customers that call you, you can decide, hey, I got to give them the best price and the best or I just tell them, here's my price. Here's what I can offer for you. I can't do that FHA at 2.99. I can do it at 3 1/8. Would you like to come in? You don't want to come with me? No problem. I understand. I can only handle so much. Yeah. But if you take that one in, then it makes it so you can only do 10 because you got that, you're still turning clients away. In this environment, it's about efficiency, reputation management, and clients for life. And so you have to be efficient. You have to, and by the way, think about me. I could do Conquest, VA, and FHA in 14 seconds. I'll call IT right now. But I get another 2,000 loans a day, right? And I got to make sure that that's the right thing for our business loans. I can handle them operationally, so that's different than maybe what I'm saying. But from a deal with MSRs, deal with future, deal with delinquencies, I'm saying I'm not quite there yet. And so I technically turn away business that I could do, and I think I could do it better than others because I'm trying to do the right thing for my reputation and my business. And so the same thing with you. You got to make sure that you don't burn your reputation. No one cares about UWM in Louisiana where you outlive, Michelle. They care about you. Right. And if you screwed up, whether it's UWM or whether it's XYZ wholesaler, it's your name.
That's true.
Melanie Griffith or Melanie Wahlberg and Todd Bitter can close 30 loans or more per month.
No, definitely. And like
by themselves with no
before
problem.
I got desperate, I had however many loans with 8 different AIM lenders. And it was like, and I get it. I like being a broker and all that, but the disparity is so huge. Once I was able to get kind of in the rhythm of it, it's like, y'all got to fix, like y'all got to come, you don't have to close the gap, but you got to you're not even the same ball game. So, and even my account reps, cause they're like, you stop posting UWM stuff. And I'm like, get Carl and all these people to fix their stuff. Like all I can do is tell you what's working, and time kills deals. And we see it all the time. And so,
absolutely.
Anyway, so I want all the AIM lenders to succeed. And I want all the brokers to succeed. So to me, just giving as much knowledge and stuff away, is what I think our community is all about. So, UWM is putting competition to shame. Yeah. New broker, less than 6 months, previously an AE. I love working with UWM. Thank you so much for all. I am with you. Technology drives business. I'm a brand new broker and just got approved by UWM while I was on this call. Can't wait to get started. Welcome, Pam. We're always here to help. Matt, can you with Brian Buffini and explain the benefit of a broker partner?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. Brian, what was that?
Brian, can you connect with Brian Buffini and explain the benefit of a broker partner? That's from Trish Reedy.
So I don't know who Brian Buffini.
It's a realtor coach.
Maybe I should. I'll talk to anyone. I sometimes get big builders reach out to me, big realtor companies reach out to me, and I go speak at these. And I can't speak these days because we can't leave, I guess they tell us. But when the thing gets back to normal, we'll come speak. And I try to spread that news as much as possible about brokers. And brokers are better. It's better for a consumer. It's better for an LO. That's not an opinion. It's fact, and I can prove it. And so it's just, how do we get more people to realize that? Yeah, I get it. I think we're getting there every day. Hal is asking, when do you see high balance and bankbuster pricing come back pre-March? I think he's addressed that. It's down the line. All right. Well, we're not going to take any more of Matt's time. Matt, do you have anything that you want to close out and tell people? Or we're going to be in Vegas, right? I'm going to be there for sure. I'm coming out there September, whatever you said the date was. I'll be there 100%. Even if we're all wearing masks or whatever we have to do, I'll be there and ready to roll. I'm 100% in. So, but thank you guys for the support. Any questions you guys have, I'm here. My AEs, my team are here. I'm here. You guys are our loyal partners, and anything I do to help you guys, whether it's an idea that another lender's doing something, I can do it. If there's something else that someone's doing that I can help you out, like anything to help you win. There's ideas to help with realtors. Like, let us know. We are your partners. We are coming out with some really big stuff coming soon. Trust me, it's going to be awesome. And Conquest is already pretty big, and there's more stuff coming with Conquest as we talk about the government side and other things, but there's some technology, there's some new ideas, there's new ways to grow. Like, we've got some stuff coming to make your lives better and easier and help you guys do more business in the same amount of time, right? Like, how do we help everyone grow? And so we're not going to relax. We're going to keep pushing, keep driving, keep grinding. And I appreciate the support and the loyalty from all of you guys that have been by our side during these crazy times. And just know that no matter what happens, whether things go crazy like they did 45, like, I'm always here for you guys. We always got your back, and UWM is always trying to win the long game for all of you guys. So I appreciate. I see Andrew wearing my Never Relax shirt. I appreciate the UWM shirt. And I think that Jason has a.
If I didn't have an appointment right after this, I'd be a t-shirt.
Got one too. I appreciate your.